What it do? We done picked out the hair, dog. Cashlight Green in the building. We about to sell our first option for the profit. Finna take it on here, man. Where we at with it, dog? I wish this one actually was up 600%. That would have been amazing. But anyway. We got some motion going on over here. Basically, we've been watching the market all morning long. Trying to get to the top. Trying to hit the top of the peaky top right here. So we're going to get on here. Been trying to hit the top. This is not actually up 600% today. I don't know what they're talking about, but they got it. So what we doing is watching the market. So it didn't bounce crazy this morning around like 7:30. So we just been trying to find the peak. I got my I had my limits set. I don't know where they went, but we're good. We're Gucci. So I'm not seeing it. It basically bouncing off of this 151. Let me pull up the right one. So we good today. We up 161% on that one. That's a great trade, my G. And then this one. Boom. This one basically just expired worthless. So for this week, we gonna clock in 200, around $200. 200 for this week. It's not bad. It's not bad. Contract cost me two. And then so we just waiting, man. We just waiting right now. It's super early. Excuse me, sorry. The lowest I'm trying to my bottom is basically 141. So it ain't hit 141 yet. So if it break through 141 down here, like we out. Feel me? So what we really looking for it to do, because it's right here in this purple line. If it can break through here, if it can break through 143.50, no, if it can break through 143, because it hasn't broken through 143 all day. If it can break through 143, it got good likelihood of ending. I'm gonna just probably just let the contract expire because it's just gonna run, and then it's gonna basically replace the dash contract. So I'm just letting these run today. And then as far as dash, they both just stalling out. This one bounced off the 50, so it's kind of like stalling. I got my supports on there. I don't know what happened to them on here. So yeah, and this one been stalling too. Let's go to the 30-minute chart. 15. Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see what we want to do. So we're just gonna let this tick. If you go past 143.50, it's gonna run. If you go to 141, you feel me? It might just Might just stay in this little range right here and just trickle down and then bounce back up later next week or something like that. I'm not really too pressed about holding this position or rolling it over because I got another one that's ending on the 9th. You feel me? I got another one ending on the 9th. So it's no trip. And we pretty, like I said, we had to get to the 92. We got back to the 92 today. And the Valero, some people sold off on Valero a little bit. And then on MPC, some people sold off. And also in Philly, some people sold off. So if you see earlier in the day, right? Let's go to the 5 minute. Let's go to the 3 minute. So earlier in the day, you feel me, it pop, and then people start selling crazy. So it kind of like bottomed out right here, but it's still trading off of that. It's still trading off of this 20, and it's hitting off the 20 and just trading down. It needs to break through, because when it did break through and hit the 50, it shot right back down. So I don't want to hold this too long because people are going to start dumping later on in the market and placing new contracts and moving money around into different positions and stuff like that. So, because I'm seeing these, like, if you look at this, if you look at the money, right, you see these drastic drops, big drop, boom, a little level, big drop, boom, 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 big drop. So we seeing a lot of like liquidity going on. So as far as these two specific positions that end today, I want to make sure I'm able to get to the top, even though you see like we bouncing here too. Like we bouncing hard, so I need a spike though. I need a spike because all this liquidity, man, this is a lot right here, and this is a whole lot right here. Just this right here, these gaps. So that liquidity is correct. Okay, bet. I'm seeing spikes. If it bounces off of this 20, this just might be the top for this week. You feel me? Kind of did too. We'll just check it out, man. We'll just scope it out because we're trying to find the top. I think we're at it. So I'm going to go to the 1 hour chart. The reason why I say I think that we're at it is because if you look right here, right, it keeps hitting this 143. That's why I said it keeps hitting the 143. So I'm saying, so if we break through the 143, we can run, bro. We can run. Like we can run. If we break through 143, we got good support at 149, which if we go to the weekly chart, it's at 147, 148, 149. So if we can break through this small range, where was we at the 15? If we can break through this, bro, we can get some money to come in on the buys, on the gas, right here. This is what we trying to get to. This is what we trying to break through right here. Like literally. All three of them tops right there. Like, we break through those, it's gonna run. It's gonna run. We break through those, it's gonna run to at least 149. And we'll just give it a little bit of a wiggle room at 147.70. So between 149.50 and between 147.50. All we got to do is be able to break through here, because we're right here in this resistance right here. Like, we're right here in this little resistance box right here. And let's just take it down to like 140. Like, yeah, like we right here. Like it won't. It's touching 141, and it's going back up. It has been for the past couple months. So if it breaks through this 143, if it breaks through this 143, if it tests at 141 and shoots past 143, this next week's position right here is going to be the one where we see a lot of green. You feel me? We're going to see a lot of green there. So, yeah, that's what we're looking for. That's exactly what we need to happen. Let's look up some news real quick. Let's look up some news. Let's look up some PSX news. Oh, you know what? Let's go to Apple Music. I mean, Yahoo Finance. There we go. Let's see what's going on. Let's see what's going on. It's going up. It's going up right now. Let's see what they're talking about. When is earnings? Huh? When is earnings? Oh, nope, I don't want to read through all that. Alright, their next earnings is going to be in June. Scheduled July 30th, which is after this one. They might break. Because the same thing happened with Valero. They had good earnings and they broke. Valero had great earnings and they broke. They had great earnings and they broke. They barely missed their earnings. We did it live, but they surpassed earnings per share. I finally figured out what that means. Earnings per share. So for every share that you earn, you getting 4% back. ROI. The revenue is how much the company actually brought in, and they barely missed by like 3 million. So here, 34, and they about 35. Has Phillies missed before? Yeah, they missed bad. Earnings per share, they missed horribly. They got to make that up. So we might be good. I low-key might buy another position. Nah. I'm not going to do that. Because if this breaks through this 143, we good. We can just ride this over because we got some more picks for today anyway. Oh, yeah, let me throw them up for today. We got some new picks. I did it kind of early. I did it a little bit early, but, you know, we'll be able to, we're going to still do it at 11:30 anyway. I can't believe this be going on so long. So, look, these are the new picks right here. Chipotle looking great, so it's gonna cost us $5,700. These new contracts finna cost us $5,700. So I gotta actually go to the bank, put some money in the bank real quick, and then I'll be back on this joint around 11:30. So look, we just waiting on this, B. We just waiting on this. I think I might leave the ticker up. I wonder if I could play some music while this is going. I'm gonna play the homie playlist. Send me your music, man. Tap in the comments, chat. I'm about to run to the bank real quick. Finna run to the bank real quick, man. I'll play somebody live. I'll play somebody music on the stream. While we see if we can count it back. Well, we already in the money, man. We already like 200 up. Like I said, we 200 up for the week. We 220 for the week. 220 for the week. This week. I made an extra 220. Sound cool to me. I'm all money in at this point. I ain't gonna even hold you. All right, yeah, it look like it's coming up. Earlier today, they was trying to buy my calls for $5.98. I mean $5.90. Now they going for $6.10. They going for 610 now. I gotta figure out how to change these percentages right here because I don't like how that looks. It messes me up a little bit. I want to see how much money is in there. Okay, wait. Here we go. There we go. Equity. Okay, yeah. We gonna go. Should we go equity or should we go total return? There we go. Yeah, we gonna go total return. There we go. We gonna go total return. You see the chart, right? You see the chart. Let's go to the 3-minute. You see the chart moving. You see it's moving. Hold on. That one look kind of ugly. What's up with the 15? Like, why do they all look like that? Oh, okay, yeah. On this 15 candle, this is looking great. Now I can keep pushing through. Keep pushing through the 20. Keep pushing through the 20. You see how I tried to curl over and come down and the 50 meeting it, but the 50 crossed. Boom. And this was the 50 crossed. That was basically earlier today. No, that was yesterday. Yesterday afternoon at 2:45 p.m. So, boom. Man, I got to go to the bank, dog. Because I got to have this stuff ready. I got to upload on my account. I got another 5,700 to put in. We're going to actually have, like 1,400 buying power. Then we're going to cash these in. That'll be like 2 bands. So I don't need to upload like three racks. We in here though, dog. We going for the money every week. That's what I'm saying. So this week we started the reason why we making 200 is because we placed the trades like halfway in between. Halfway in between. So that's why a lot of them are like on different days. You feel me? So it's like we got ones for this week, next week, and the week after that. So that's why. You feel me? And then this one is just buying. This one is just whatever. We're not doing that again. Don't just buy something you see on Instagram. Because I bought it because I fuck with that nigga. I fuck with him. But, yeah. Just do your research. Then buy. Because he put out another play and it's now the time to buy. You feel me? Now it dropped. It dropped probably like 4-5 points. You feel me? The contract was probably like 400-500, so that would have been the whole contract. Now is the time to buy. Whoa, okay. Look, I'm gonna get off this real quick, man. I'm gonna just let it run. I'm gonna just let it run for real. I'm gonna just let it run. Just let y'all watch. Put some elevator music on. Yeah, I don't know. Y'all need some entertainment though or something. Oh, you know what I could put on here? Yeah, I already know what we're gonna do. We ain't gonna do no entertainment. We gonna do something better. We gonna do something better. Oh, the homie calling me.
What's up, bro?
What it do?
Chilling, man. Just trying to get some shit right. That's all. How you living?
All well, can't complain. On the live right now. Literally finna walk out the door. Oh no, I'm on live right now. Huh? Oh yeah, I was trying to ask. Right, that's what I was reading. I'm like, I don't got no 15 racks to get them contracts. Well, one of my contracts is worth. I'm up like 300 for the week this week. Yeah, No, no, no. I got a one. I got a 135 call and a 140 and a 135 call on Phillies, and it's at 142.
Huh?
And it's at 142.
Okay, so now you making money on that.
Right, yeah. I'm down one, but I'm up on the other one. So I'm down on Dash, but I'm up on Phillies. So
So if you down bad on, go ahead and sell it. Just sell it for, let go of it. Like you don't gotta hold it. Nothing's gonna come from it, bro. Because if it don't go up, then
what's
the price.
it's at 96% worthless. So I'm like, I might well just let it expire.
I mean, you could, or you could get your little 4% up off of there and get your little $5 again.
Yeah, my $7.
Yeah, fuck it. Take your $7 and go get Happy Meal or some shit, nigga. Go buy some blacks, nigga. Smoke a blunt.
Hey man, for real, nah, for real. I don't know, man. I'm finding this top right here on Phillies though. If it break through this 143, we good. It's gonna run. So it just bounced off. I already found the three tops and from what I sent you.
You doing them support resistance levels, huh?
Yeah, I'm live doing it too. So the resistance is at 143 and the support is at 141. So it's just it's banging. Yeah, it's banging between them $2. But if it break through that 143, it's gonna run to about 107, 149 to 147. So
All right. Gotta also understand if it break the other way, when you gonna get out. You know what I'm saying? Like
I'm getting out at 141. So if it hit 141, it gotta cause I've been watching it all morning. If it touch 141 and go any dollar under that, I'm out.
All right, man.
Cause it already tested. It already tested and it's bouncing now. So it already went down there. And now it's just checking on the news and shit.
When something tested one time, right? There is a likelihood that it will, no, it's not. You can't tell. Like you said, you gotta let the candles close. Let it do what it do. You gotta let the candles close. Just be patient. Just be patient and watch. So you're doing it right. You handle it the right way already. So keep doing.
Facts. I'm finna just go to the bank real quick. I was finna just put this up on I'm live right now, so I was just gonna let them see how shit is going on. So I'm putting a little Yahoo Finance up so they can watch that while I go put this dough on there.
All right, bet.
And then once I get back, we could
wrap a little bit.
Yeah, we still good for
for our call, like 2 p.m. call that we do to get it's like 11:30 for you. Yeah, we good.
Yes, sir.
We'll close out. For sure.
All right. So yeah, my whole profile's already back. So my whole profile is back. You feel me? So we good. We good there.
Okay.
So
Say less, man. For this next beat, but I just want to make sure I tapped in with you. I saw your missed call.
yes, sir. In a minute.
All right, bro. In a minute.
All right.
It was covered. She was covered as the borders are at the time.
All
so
right.
It's not like,
I'm gonna go make
there's
this
not-
run
there's
real
not-
quick.
There's only very little.
If y'all want to watch this
revisions
Yahoo
are going on in
Finance,
this. That was her
they
job.
be having
That
some
was one
great
of the
information
main
on here
areas
about
that
the
she focused
market.
on.
Hopefully
I mean,
Phillies
the
pop
comeback's
up.
going to be that they came up with a bipartisan border deal and Trump tanked it. So that's what the back and forth is going to be a debate. But I do think Kamala failed borders is what I'm already getting a ton in my inbox from the Trump campaign that you're going to see nonstop.
By the way, just so people know, I mean, these kind of nuances always get lost in the headlines and the propaganda of a campaign. But her job was not to go to the southwest border and figure out how to stop people from coming in. Her job was to go to the, what's it called, the Northern Triangle? Where
it was all about the root.
it's El Salvador, Nicaragua, and Honduras. And figure out how to fix what a thankless job, how to fix the economy and how to fix crime, in another country, in 3 other countries, so that people felt less need to migrate to the United States. I mean, that's a worthy cause, but to assign that to some politician just is like the kiss of death to me.
And even at the time, it was the question was, when is she going to visit the southern border? Even though it was kind of billed as this specific thing, the question immediately became, when is she going to go to Arizona to the southern border? When does she go to Texas to the southern border? Which then,
even though that wasn't the job,
Yeah.
but yeah.
So let me ask you this though, Ben. To Rick's point, you're the vice president, right? Nobody really has a good beat on exactly what she wants to accomplish now in terms of economic policies, economic agenda. Let's say though you were prepping her for an interview though here, Ben, and listen, I'm going to make you her chief of staff. It's a terrible, thankless job. You're her chief of staff now, Ben, and you're prepping her for her first really tough interview, and you know somebody's going to say, Madam Vice President, what are you most proud of? What are your biggest accomplishment as vice president? What do you say to that?
I think what she's going to say and what she has to say is about the Biden economic record. That's the challenge.
Oh,
she's
no.
facing.
But do you want to go there?
How does she explain that, and how does she get into that? That's what Biden gave an address to the nation last night. It was a laundry list of his accomplishments. Her main goal on the economy, I'm sort of answering on economic issues, but she has to sort of be able to convince the public that inflation isn't the only thing they should care about. So that's how I would approach it. But,
Hey, Ben, since you're Kamala Harris' chief of
maybe
staff.
that's why I'm not chief of staff. Yeah.
No, well, you still are. You still are. So since you're still Kamala Harris' chief of staff, who is she going to pick for vice president? And I don't want the list. I want to know which name you think is best.
I have no idea who she's going to pick. The one that intrigues me the most is Mark Kelly. This is an Arizona senator. It would be kind of a zag a little bit. I think the assumption was early on she'd pick a swing state governor in Pennsylvania, Josh Shapiro.
Why not Shapiro, Ben? Why wouldn't you lean toward that way?
I think there's a couple logics there. One is that Josh Shapiro is popular in Pennsylvania, and he can still help her win even as governor.
He's young too. He's very young.
He's young too. Yeah. The other signal you send with Mark Kelly is that a state like Arizona could be in play. Under Biden, it was almost essentially gone. And the question is, can a Harris campaign bring it back? Kelly would be a big step in that direction. The other reason he's intriguing to me is he would become an instant conduit to the business world. The CHIPS and Science Act, which is one of their laundry list of accomplishments, that was a bill he drove. All this semiconductor investment is going to Arizona, or a big chunk of it. So he'd become kind of a business world figure if he was picked as well, in addition to the political calculation.
I'm agreeing with you. I think it will. I think it has to be Mark Kelly. But just to put another bit of info out there. So Morning Consult, the polling firm, put out their list of approval ratings for governors, and the most popular Democrat is Andy Beshear of Kentucky, the Democratic governor of a deeply red state. So if she were to pick Beshear, she's not going to win Kentucky, but he could, in theory, help win Pennsylvania. He could sort of offset. I mean, I don't know if the hillbilly vote is up for grabs. Does J.D. Vance just nail it, or so he could maybe bring a little bit of the hillbilly vote. So, but I think it's either one of those two guys. It could be a surprise, but
What about Mayor Pete? Mayor Pete? There were some headlines, Ben. You hear those Mayor Pete headlines? I saw those floating around. What do you about that?
Yeah, his name's getting mentioned. There's a few
No,
folks that are
no, it's not Mayor Pete. Not Mayor Pete.
Rick just killed that idea. Why, Rick? Why?
Okay.
Well, why would he is the real question. And by the way, there are at least 10 solid names, and each one of them has had sort of a moment with his fans whispering some leak. Oh, it's Pete's in the lead for the moment. Nobody knows. But what does Mayor Pete bring? He's a white technocrat from Indiana. They're not going to win Indiana. He's the
energy.
He's the transportation secretary. Right. I mean, Mark Kelly's a freaking astronaut. Come on, astronauts win.
Yeah, but Pete Buttigieg is the most well-known Biden cabinet member by a mile. They've done this where they ask people, who do you know in the Biden cabinet? And they don't know who Janet Yellen is. They don't know who all these folks is. They know who Pete Buttigieg is.
Ben, good point. Our thanks to Washington correspondent.
Get a quote at lemonade.com.
Highland, the secret of innovators everywhere. Well, maybe not so secret. since over half of the Fortune 100 use Hyland's intelligent enterprise content solutions. Hyland, for innovators everywhere.
Down under, we love our yogurt, especially when it's made with heaps of real blueberries and 100% whole milk. Noosa yogurt. It's seriously tasty. And I'm seriously lightheaded.
The all-electric, all-quiet Subaru Solterra. Dog tested, dog approved.
Ever wondered if there's an easier way to build big capital fast for trading? Imagine trading up to $1 million on your own account. With E8 Markets, paying so small entry fee is the only requirement. You don't need to take out a loan, borrow money from family or friends, or spend your lifelong savings. You don't have to spend years building a portfolio from scratch, find an investor, or convince them to give you their money. The solution is E8 Markets, the next generation in trader development. We're looking for ambitious and disciplined traders who can successfully complete our carefully built trading evaluation program. As a reward, you get a trading account with funds you can keep up to 95% of what you earn and never at risk of losing your own money. You can leverage larger account sizes long term and achieve significantly better results over time. Does it sound too good to be true? Well, that's because it isn't. Let's go back to the start and explain how everything works with E8 Markets right from the beginning. To get up to $1 million in capital funds, you need to succeed in our training challenge. The challenge fees range from $38 to $1,108 depending on the account size you want to trade with. You need to demonstrate your ability to make a profit while staying within the drawdown levels. Here's the process. Step 1, choose the trading evaluation that fits your style. Step 2, purchase the trading evaluation and demonstrate your trading skills to E8 Markets. Step 3, show them that you can be profitable, consistent, and disciplined. Step 4, if you can demonstrate this, you'll receive a trading account which you can earn profits from. Step 5, supercharge your future and become an E8 trader. Train yourself, learn from your mistakes, stay consistent and maintain your E8 trader account and become a successful trader leveraging E8 Markets platform long-term up to $1 million. Transform your skills into bigger earnings. So what are you waiting for? Dive into the world with trading today with E8 Markets and change your life for the better. Choose the right evaluation, meet their profit requirements, stay consistent and enjoy risk-free trading capital.
Welcome back to Capital Gains. We want to welcome in now Jeanette Lowe from Strategas. Rick Newman refuses to leave, so he's still here. Jeanette, welcome to the show. It is great to have you. And I want to start here, Jeanette. I thought you made a very interesting point, provocative one. I want to dig into it with you. You argue the Republican sweep we've been talking so much about, potentially, Jeanette. You argue the odds of that decreasing now. How come, Jeanette?
Right. So we saw that after the presidential debate, Trump's odds of winning the election rose. And then with that, you also saw the odds of the Republicans taking control of both the House and the Senate for next year rise as well. They were up to 55% last week. And then once Biden left the race and Kamala Harris became the top of the ticket, or at least the presumptive nominee, we have seen those odds come back down. The belief is that there is more momentum now for the Democratic Party, and that is going to help the Democrats keep some of these House races, maybe even win over some other ones, potentially having the chance to regain control of the House. The Senate's obviously a little bit more of a tricky play, but I think that is a new dynamic that has come into this election now that we've had a change at the top of the Democratic ticket.
So, Jeanette, let me ask you about the Trump trade, because the so-called Trump trade, I mean, is premised not just on Trump winning, but on Trump winning with Republican control of both houses of Congress so that they can pass that legislation. I'm sure you've been following all of this. Do you think it's foolish at this point to be betting on the Trump trade?
Well, so I think what's important, though, is that there are some things that Trump can do no matter what. If he is president, he can do executive actions. He can do a lot of things on trade with or without Congress. He can do a lot of things on deregulation with or without Congress. But particularly when we're talking about the Republican sweep, that's really important for tax policy and also the debt ceiling. So if you think about what happened in 2017, Trump was president. You had the Republicans pass the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act via reconciliation. So that means they only need a simple majority in the House and the Senate. They don't need 60 votes in the Senate. We now have most of those tax provisions expiring at the end of 2025, as well as a number of other tax provisions. And if the Republicans have complete control, they can actually enact another reconciliation bill to extend as many of those tax provisions as they may want to do without having to negotiate with Democrats. So that's a big change. Also, same thing with a debt ceiling. We've had two pretty critical, important debt ceiling fights in 2011 and last year. They've also led to debt downgrades from rating agencies of U.S. debt, but that has happened under divided government, not under one-party control. So I think that the important dynamic is that if we have a Republican sweep, that changes what policy can be enacted. It has important implications for tax policy and the debt ceiling. But if you do also think about the Trump trade, there is a difference between what can be done legislatively and what can be done at the executive level. And even if he just wins the presidency, there are still a lot of things that he can do.
Yeah, I remind people that there are not two possible outcomes in this election. There are actually four, and it's whether the Republican or the Democrat wins the White House, but then whether that person governs with unified control of Congress or with split control of Congress. So let me flip this around, Jeanette. Is there a Harris trade, a Democratic trade, or is the Harris trade just the opposite of the Trump trade, or maybe even to torture this metaphor completely, shorting the Trump trade?
Right. I mean, so I think one of the things that we get asked frequently now that there's been this change in the dynamics of the race is Harris much different from Biden? And I think overall, the main factors that we are looking at, Harris is probably going to be the same as Biden. So if you think about the key issues in this race, it's trade, it's deregulation, it's immigration, it's taxes, it's foreign policy, it's the U.S. deficit. All of those, we believe right now, the fundamentals have remained the same. Harris, it goes to more of the things that you were talking about earlier about how she might have different policies with regard to healthcare or climate, but we kind of have to see how that plays out over the next couple of weeks as she puts her campaign really together. We're only in day 4. She may change her policies a little bit going forward to create a difference with Biden, or to just make her own mark, or just to continue his policies. So I think that's what's important. And one of the really big ones we think this cycle is that there is what we're considering as at our firm, the election is really a referendum on the speed of deglobalization. Trump, as we know, has come into power talking about imposing tariffs across the board, really imposing tariffs on China. That's going to be really impactful if he's able to do that. Particularly him applying tariffs to China is going to accelerate the move of supply chains out of China into countries like India in particular would be a large beneficiary. We also think he's really going to target Mexico because of immigration, because of Chinese transshipments of goods coming through Mexico. And that's going to be a big difference with Harris. Regardless of who's president, both parties are very hawkish towards China, but the Harris-Biden agenda is much more targeted, it's much more surgical in terms of tariffs and export controls than we would see under Trump, and that's going to have a major impact. And then, of course, deregulation as well. We think Trump is really going to make deregulation a focus of his administration if he wins a second term, and that's really going to focus on things like financials, energy, tech, thinking about AI. That's going to be a big factor for him.
So Kamala Harris, I mean, despite the fact that she's so well known, she really does need to define herself as a presidential candidate. So what do you think she will say about the positions she took in 2020, where she was, Bernie Sanders adjacent, and that is not going to work in the general election this time? So do you think she's basically going to say, that was 2020 Kamala Harris, and that's different for me, I'm now 2024 and I'm more centrist? Or do you think she doesn't have to make that distinction? Or what do you think is going to happen here?
Right, so we'll see. I think one of the things that's important in the past couple of days, you've definitely seen her still talking about having, economy for everyone. So she's been talking about things like pre-K, which was part of her 2020 campaign agenda. She's been talking about trying to make sure that people have health care. We don't necessarily know if she would go as far as going back to Medicare for all. But you could always say that, she may say, well, now that I've been in the administration, some of my policies have changed.
Jeanette, thank you so much for joining the show. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Jeanette.
Thank you.
All right, let's get to some election polling now. When pollsters call people, bother them at dinner, what are they saying? Well, there's no person better to ask than Yahoo News resident pollster Andrew Romano. Andrew, it is good to see you. So what are they saying? What are the polls telling us, Andrew?
Well, our poll is telling us that Kamala Harris and Donald Trump are tied at 46%. That's not a huge surprise. Basically, every poll we've done, Biden versus Trump, Harris hypothetically versus Trump, has shown the same thing. This is a race in the mid 40s. They've ranged from about 42% to about 47%, no one getting more of the vote than that. And the race between, presumptively Harris and Trump is kicking off with a very similar dynamic.
So that's a national level. What about swing states?
Yeah. Swing states. Well, we don't poll at Yahoo News in the swing states, but other people do. They have shown consistently, and again, this is sort of reverting back to the Biden-Trump race, that Trump was opening up a little bit of a lead in a lot of these key swing states. So it was one of the factors that drove Biden out of the race, both internal polling and public polling, showing his path narrowing to 270 electoral votes. States like Arizona, Georgia, that Biden won narrowly last time, looking increasingly out of reach for him. And then those Rust Belt, blue wall states, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, also sort of moving towards Trump. So that is what drove him out. He didn't see the path. The question now is, as these swing state polls start coming in with the Harris versus Trump matchup, what do they show? Do they show her picking up ground, closing some of that gap? That's the thing I'm going to be watching, because what we saw in the Biden-Trump swing state polls was that the Democratic candidates for Senate in those states were actually running ahead in a lot of these cases, not only of Biden, by 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 points. They were running ahead of their Republican rivals. So it's not a bad environment for Democrats in those states. It was a bad environment for Biden. And the question now is, will it be better for Kamala Harris?
Andrew, my favorite element of polling in 2024 is the double haters. I'm determined to mention them on every episode of this show. So I've seen some analysis suggesting that maybe there will be fewer double haters because people don't hate Kamala Harris as much. So maybe double haters become single haters. Is there anything to that?
Yeah, we've always got to have like one of these labels for the voter that will define the elections. Was like soccer moms way back in the day, double haters. Right. Yeah, so the thing about Biden and Trump is everyone had an opinion on them. These are two very, very familiar figures. Trump, of course, the third straight time that he's been nominated for president by Republicans. Biden's been around forever. And that was part of the double hater dynamic. The fixed opinions, there were people who really didn't like either of them and their minds weren't going to change. Obviously, putting Kamala Harris out there as the new de facto Democratic nominee changes that dynamic somewhat. I think opinion is much less fixed on her. Not that it's favorable. So actually in our poll, more people have an unfavorable opinion of Harris than a favorable opinion, but it's not as unfavorable as Trump and Biden. So there's room for her there to, depending on how she runs her campaign and how successful she is, to kind of define herself because perceptions of her are not as set in stone. And I was interested in the double haters too, and actually went back to YouGov, who we do the polling with, and asked them to pull out the people who have unfavorable views of Biden and Trump, and when we did the head-to-head with Harris and Trump, see if they had moved. And actually what we found was that Harris was doing 13 percentage points better within that group. So I think that's some preliminary evidence, at least that she has an opportunity there to make some inroads.
She has much more of an opportunity to persuade voters, right, than Biden did?
Yeah, no, I think so. And I think it's for that very reason. It's because people have kind of a fleeting impression of her, but they don't really know what she's done as vice president. They don't know as much about her backstory. So she's going to be out there and trying to define herself. Now, of course, Trump and the Republicans are going to spend scores, hundreds of millions of dollars trying to define her. So that's going to be this battle that you're going to see next. What do they get up on the airwaves? Are they attacking Trump in their ads mostly, or are they trying to create a favorable impression of Harris when people don't have that fixed opinion yet? But I think the dynamic you see in these head-to-head polls, it's interesting. Trump in our polls never gotten above 46, 47%. He never got above 47% in either of his previous two presidential races. Of course, he lost the popular vote once, and then he lost the election to Biden. So there's a pretty hard ceiling for Donald Trump because people know what they think of him. And I think the question is whether that's going to become a similar dynamic with Harris just because of all the polarization we have, or whether she can kind of break through and get her numbers up above that mid 40% range.
Andrew, thank you so much for joining us for that insight. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks, Andrew.
And thank you for watching Capital Gains. We'll see you next time.
ultimately, I guess, just determining the direction that we could see, just given some of this uncertainty and back and forth?
Yeah, so
Well, I think one of the most unusual things about what markets have to deal with now is that the Fed does look like it's getting closer to a rate cut, most likely at the September meeting, certainly unlikely to be delivered at next week's meeting. And I think for a lot of
Just after 10 a.m. here in New York City, I'm Shauna Smith alongside of Madison Mills, and let's dive into the catalyst moving markets today.
We are getting a fresh read on the consumer right now with July's consumer sentiment crossing the wires. We're going to give you the latest numbers and discuss how inflation is impacting consumer sentiment overall in a few moments here.
And it's been a rough week for tech. The NASDAQ off over 2% in the last 5 days, but bouncing back just a bit this morning. Next week is going to bring a big test for the sector with a slew of the Mag 7 names reporting earnings. We'll discuss whether or not this week's selling is the start of a larger rout for tech.
And Vice President Kamala Harris secures a key endorsement from former President Barack Obama and former First Lady Michelle as well. So how does this impact Harris's campaign with about a month until the DNC? We're going to discuss the latest.
All right, we got some breaking news out on consumer sentiment data being released just a moment ago, and it looks like the U.S. For July, the final Michigan sentiment reading here falling to 66.4. That was slightly down from the estimate of 66.5. Expectations index falling to 68.8. That was versus 69.6 the prior month here. The expected change in median prices during the next year, that actually fell to 2.9% versus 3% last month. The expected change in median prices during the next 5 to 10 years, that was unchanged at 3% here. But Maddie, when you take a look at the market's reaction, this is interesting here because you've got the S&P 500 extending gains on the heels of this print. It looks like we're up just about 1%.
Yeah, it's interesting given that we've got just this hugely mixed picture of data, right? You had GDP coming in higher than expected yesterday, 2.8%. It's a growth story for everybody. Then you had the PCE, a little bit mixed, but primarily in line. We'll certainly get into the details under the hood of that data. And then you've got this consumer sentiment data at the University of Michigan falling just a touch below what was at least anticipated here. So what does that mean for the Fed moving forward? And what does it mean about the disconnect that we're seeing between the economic data and the consumer? It's certainly a question that's coming up on a lot of earnings calls. If you take a look at what we've seen in the airline space and some of the luxury consumers as well, and we'll certainly talk about autos today, seeing some consumer weakness wherever you want to look for it. But what does that mean for the broader economic picture? We're going to continue that exact conversation with David Miller, Catalyst Funds co-founder and chief investment officer. David, we love the name of your firm. Welcome to Catalyst here. Thanks for joining us.
Glad to be here.
So talk to me about this totality of the data, not to sound like Jay, but where do you find clarity in what could broaden your thesis on the market?
Sure. Well, you really have two levers that are moving the market in opposite directions. So you have one, which is, can the Fed finally cut interest rates? Can they do, roughly about 2 cuts versus having to keep them steady to keep inflation in line? And it looks like they can actually make those cuts, and, seeing like 2.6, 2.8% numbers on CPI and PCE probably indicates they're safe to do that, especially now given that they've moved in the goalposts. So you don't have to hit a 2% inflation target anymore. They're probably okay with something right around 3. It seems like they can safely cut interest rates at this point, and that's because of the opposite moving lever, which is corporate earnings are coming in a little weak, along with the inflation data. So those interest rates being lower, when you have a numerator on the earnings and a denominator on the rates, moving that rate lower, especially when it's unusually high, can justify higher valuations. So it's always hard to evaluate which one is the bigger impact.
David, I'm curious what you make of the market's reaction right here, because we're seeing this leg higher on the heels of that consumer sentiment number. Right now, we've got the S&P up just about 1%. We were moving to the upside ahead of this print. It's important to point out here, but we've really taken this leg higher. What does it signal to you? I mean, it looks like the market's growing even more confident with that September rate cut. Is that the right read?
I think the market, well, a couple days ago we had that really unusual hit, which was the biggest hit we'd had since 22. So that kind of gave us a little bit more room where we could bounce back. And then I think you're seeing some of this weak inflation data indicating, inflation growth is actually slowing, that's giving the market more of an all clear signal that the Fed's going to go ahead and finally do it and cut rates. So I think that's more of the response that we're seeing in equities today.
It's also coming on the heels of a lot of downward pressure that we've seen, particularly in the large cap tech space. Do you think that what we're seeing over the past couple of days, is that a rotation out of tech, or is it the beginning of a bit of a rout in the tech space?
So I don't think it's a rout in the tech space. Like if you look at Google in particular, they're trading at probably about slightly under 20 times forward earnings. They're growing revenue about 14%. They had like 29% earnings growth. I think it's pretty unlikely that there's going to be a rout. The only real weakness we saw, like for example with Google, was on the YouTube numbers that came in at 13%. But we're still talking about double-digit growth. The real weakness, I guess, whether you call it auto or tech, was really more on Tesla, where you saw 2 sequential revenue declines, totaling about 7%, and real delays on whether their self-driving, car service is really going to happen anytime in the near future. So I think it's kind of a bit of a mixed bag, but I don't think we're in for a rout. I think we can still move up a bit from here.
Are you a buyer of tech at some of these beaten down, quote unquote, beaten down?
Certainly they're not cheap on an absolute basis, but when you look at how dominant these companies are and how high the margins are and the extent of, what I'd call their monopolies, whether you look at like a Microsoft or a Google, I think if you're seeing double-digit growth and that's paired with about 20 times earnings, that's actually a pretty appealing valuation, just given that these are such impressive businesses from that perspective.
You mentioned a couple of earnings. I want to zero in on Alphabet. I know this is a stock that you look at in particular. Did the street's reaction to Alphabet's earnings, that to your point were not that terrible, did that change your thinking on upcoming tech earnings and kind of where the bar is at for those other names?
I think Google's getting a little bit of unique pressure from this concept that maybe AI will replace Google, but I don't think the data is really indicating that. You're still seeing revenue growth, you're still seeing earnings growth, you still see that they're putting a lot of their own efforts into AI. You see that the cost to compute for AI is so much higher than a Google search that I think it's more a unique issue specific to Google. So I think it was like the most recent reaction we had was more off a little bit of weakness on the growth in YouTube.
Outside of tech, where are you finding those opportunities? And I guess what is your recommendation in terms of what investors need to keep in mind heading into next week, which could be a volatile week if it's anything like we saw this past week here with earnings?
I think the key thing for investors to keep in mind is nothing has changed that much. You need to make sure you're focusing on those businesses that have extreme earnings power, that have really dominant franchises, that have big economic tailwinds, and some of that is certainly tech, but you also look at a company like a Visa or MasterCard. Extremely dominant franchises. You have no choice but to work with these companies. Really high margins. Any inflation flows straight down to their bottom line. So I think it's really focusing on those dominant franchises and avoiding those that have kind of been long-term stuck money or even losing on when you look at things more like airlines or auto OEMs, things of that nature.
All right, David Miller, great to have you here on with us this morning. Catalyst Funds co-founder and chief investment officer. Again, great name. All right, turning now to the latest in Washington. Vice President Kamala Harris is securing a key endorsement this morning. The Harris campaign posted a video of the phone call between Vice President Harris and both Michelle and former President Barack Obama. Let's take a listen.
I can't have this phone call without saying to my girl Kamala, I am proud of you. This is going to be historic.
We called to say Michelle and I couldn't be prouder to endorse you and to do everything we can to get you through this election and into the Oval Office.
Oh my goodness. Michelle, Barack, this means so much to me.
Well, with the DNC about a month away, how important is this endorsement? Yahoo Finance senior columnist Rick Newman is with us. And Rick, I'm going to answer that for you. It's very important.
It was also inevitable, but thank you for answering the question, so I don't have to. So the Obamas waited a few days between the time Joe Biden said he was stepping down and the day they decided to make their endorsement of Kamala Harris official. And I guess they did that just, give Biden a little bit of breathing room. Don't make it look like they sort of were pushing Biden out the window. So it's all done. In the big picture here, the entire Democratic Party has very rapidly lined up behind Kamala Harris. Obviously, nobody challenged her for the nomination. And I think for the Democrats, that's good. So instead of fighting among themselves or having some sort of mini primary election in the summer leading up to their convention next month, they are full bore going forward against Donald Trump, and we will see how this accelerates into the convention. I mean, one thing to keep in mind, a lot of Americans are on vacation. It's summer. They're out doing stuff. They're not paying attention to all this drama. That will change in September and October.
All right, we uploaded.
For those of us who, as you have said, don't go out and touch grass and just look at our phones all day. But having said that, we got some big news about a new New York Times Siena College poll. I know you've been looking at this, but the gap between Trump and Harris really starting to kind of decrease here.
Oh, man.
When you look under the hood of that data, what does it tell you
really
about what the
Kamala
path
to
forward
win?
might be looking like for the election?
This is going to be a close election, no matter what happens, assuming there's not, some other dramatic surprise.
All right, so we uploaded. Once we cash in these right here, we're gonna have enough to get our next contracts for the next week, which are 57.18. Hopefully they're still 57.18. Hopefully they're cheaper. That'd be good. Let's check them out.
Or is she going to be able to sustain it? And that's up to her. If she turns out to be a really great.
Let me mute them real quick. Let's check out these. Y'all see that? It's looking like it just wanna approach 143. It's a little above the RSI that I would like it to be. If the RSI was at like 50 right now, that'd be perfect. That'd be perfect though. But nevertheless, we're gonna figure it out right now. So that's what we doing. So Chipotle, hopefully they went down. I ain't gonna hold you. It got cheaper. Chipotle is definitely down a whole $1. That's good. That's good. So, oh man, I should have wrote how much the contracts were, but it's good. We'll just total it up later on. CRW is up $1 today, so that one's gonna be more expensive, way more expensive. Marvel, they finna drop a movie, so damn it, they up $2. Contract gonna be way more expensive. They already have $2. Pixar. Marvel already up. Oh my God, Pixar already up $2 too. I should have bought these contracts last night. Let's look at these charts real quick, man. Damn, dog. Damn it. CRWD. Okay, bet. We good money. We good money there. I like that. Let's check out Marvel. Chipotle already did it. What Marvel looking like? Did Marvel bounce? Nope, it's right. It did bounce. It did. Damn it. It bounced. The $2 I just saved. Ay. All right, let's check out pick. Let's check out the rest of these. Let's see what's up. If they already out, man, I'm not gonna do them. I'm not gonna do them. I'm gonna just do a whole new one. This is why I like doing it on Friday, because it give me a great understanding. Okay, that one's cool. Pixar looks cool. I was just looking at the that one's good. That one's I don't like that one. I'm not gonna hold you. And it's semiconductors. That ain't even doing good. We just gonna delete that one completely. Yeah, I'm not rocking with that one. I'm not rocking with that one because it bounced so far below the 50. It bounced like $4 below, $5-6 below the 50, and then it ran right into the 20 and only moved a couple points up. So, and then all this volatility right here. Oh no, I can't do it. And them is weeks. It's 1 week. And that's too big. That's too big of a candle for me. That's too big of a candle. Cause look, every time it broke through the 50, it'll go to the 200. So you talking about nah, I gotta delete that one. That one's gone. That one is gone. Yeah, that one's gone. That one's out of there. You're out of here. Damn, that one bounced. I keep getting the glare, man. I gotta black out these windows. That one bounced. Okay, that one's kind of like out. Cause ideally we would have wanted to get it like right here. You feel me? We would have wanted to get it like right here. Cause it being all the way up here, still in the red, it has the possibility of still retracing. You feel me? It's still, and like it did here. You feel me? When it broke through the 50, it continued down to what would have been the 200 if you would have just draw the line down out. That'd be the 200 right there. So yeah, nah, I'm cool on that one too. I did all these last night, so by the time I see them in the morning, they might have moved differently. That's why I want to do them like an hour before the market closed. See, like this one is heme. For real. If I would have bought these last night, Brody, I should have uploaded. G. G. This was an expensive contract. This motherfucker was like $1,700. I ain't even gonna hold you, but I was gonna buy it. I ain't even gonna cap you, man. I wasn't even gonna cap you. Like this one right here was majority of this. Like this, the 1, 2, and 3 were majority. This one was like $17, and then this one right here was like $900. So, yeah. Damn. That one gotta go, B. Like, it's already gone, bro. It's already gone. Damn. That's why this shit's fun. That's why you gotta, thug it out, man. You thug it out. Wow. Oh, my God. All right. Whatever. I just don't like missing money. You feel me? I just don't like missing dough. When I know, I know. When I'm right, I'm right. When I'm wrong, I'm still right. Like, because I'm right. Anyway, look, my account is almost back from what it was. What we down? 750. 750. That would have been 2,400 just today. Boop. Literally 2,400. Boom, boom. The last one was 13. This one was 13 points. The one before this was like 12 points. Talk about missing a wave. Talking about missing a wave. It's like, wow. And people be doing this shit every day. People do this every single day. Like, It's 9:50 here. It's people still asleep on the West Coast. It's people that don't even wake up until 1 o'clock. Nigga, the market is closed by 1 o'clock. Millions have been made. You know how many? That's a 4% move. How much is this company valued at? $19 billion. Let's do the math real quick. Let's do the math, man, because I like numbers. I love numbers. That's just one thing. I just love them. So 19 billion, right? 19 billion times what? How much of a day move they had? 3.8%. They just made $722 million. $722 million. And it's 9:50 in the morning. And this nigga's doing this every day. Every day. Let's go back to the one that we had before. This one. This one. Roper. 59 billion. How much they make today? $2.8%. I mean 2.18%. They made 1.2. Basically 1.3. They made $1.3 billion today. You see what I'm saying? Like a 2% move ain't much to them. I mean, ain't much to us. But when we on options, that's a lot. That's a lot. 11 points? That's $1,100. $1,200. So they just made more. They just went up another point. Oh, damn. They going up crazy. Yeah, so, man, niggas just made 1.3 billion. Where is this country? Where is this company at? It's in the U.S. Where? Where at? What city? Where they at with it? I can't find the city. Let's click on this. Where they at? Where are y'all located at? Marketing. Contact. Here we go. They in Kentucky. They in Florida. They in Florida. Alright. So yeah, they in Florida. So they going with the New York market. They understand what's going on. Everybody just got back from lunch. Just made $1.4 million right after lunch. I can get jiggy with this. I'm not even gonna hold you. I can really get jiggy with this because, like, I'm seeing the money. Like, I'm seeing it. Like I just had all these picked out, G, before I deleted them. Before they freaking hurt my soul. But it's good. Like, I'm seeing the dough. Look, it was gonna cost me $5,700, and I was already gonna be up $2,400 this morning. Like, by I ain't even brushed my teeth yet. It's only 9:54. First thing I did was open up my laptop and start looking at these. I mean, I was looking at them last night, and then I started looking at my portfolio. Then I went to go upload. Then I've been on this. Like, I'm not leaving the house until this closes. You feel me? It's just too much money. It's just too much dough. It's too much dough. Let's go back, man. How much Otis made? They 0.5%. $37 billion company. $37 billion company. They did times how much? They just made $196 million on a 0.5% move, 0.5 point move. What about Marvel? Because that new Jesus Christ. Deadpool movie coming out. They have a new Deadpool movie coming out, right? Oh no, this is Marvel Semiconductors. I don't know why I thought this was Marvel, the actual Marvel, y'all know what I mean. The action characters. Alright, well, we did what we said we was gonna do. We gotta look for some more plays. It's too early right now to do it. It's too early right now. Stuff moving, the market moving heavy. You know, just sit with your positions, let them ride out. Hopefully this one come back. If this one does anything of any decency about itself, we gonna pull our money. We gonna pull our toe out like Jesus Christ. I'm gonna just let it go. Like, dang, I want to close this one worse than I want to close the one that's in the money. Cause I know this Phillies, man. It's been look. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Is it gonna reject off? Let's get closer. Let's get a little closer, kids. Let's get it a little closer, folks. Come on. Let's draw some lines. I want to see it go through. I want to see it. I need one more. I need one more at the 150 tree. Uh-oh. I need one more at the 150 tree. What you gonna do? You gonna come down or you gonna go through? What you gonna do? What you wanna do? He's stalling out. He trying to figure it out. He trying to figure it out. I don't like that. The stall is like the worst place to be. What's going on? All right, he coming down. He teetering. 142.97. 142.98. You moving slow. You moving slow. You moving a little slow, Jack. Okay. That's what I like to see. Oh, man. No. Okay. It's bumping. It's bumping. They trying to figure it out right now. Who gonna win? The Bears or the Bulls? Who gonna win? Ooh. Oh, it look like it want to reject, man. I'm not seeing no 143, 02, 05, 10. I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it. I'm seeing 143, but it's rejecting. It's rejecting hard. Okay, 02. I see the 02. Rally, baby. Rally, baby. Just like watching what basketball game. I don't know why I can't think of shit off the top of my head. It's crazy. Oh, yes. 143.04. Come on. Come on, baby. You can do it. I believe in you. I believe in you. I believe you can do it. I believe you can do it. We watching this number right here. Right here, top of the screen. Right here, baby. We watching this number. And we watching this breakthrough. This candle right here, baby. We on a 5 minute, right? So it's going, If it break through up there, oh yeah. Oh yeah. If the next candle break through on the 143, we clean good. We clean good. Because it's after lunch. They not leaving no more. They finna run the money up. By the end of the day, they closing the positions. Let's run it up. Come on. What you gonna do, baby? What you gonna do? Come on, man. I need a LeBron to come. I need a LeBron to come out, man. I need a LeBron layup, man. Something. Come on. Who got the dough? Who gonna put in the money for me? Phillies. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it, baby. You see this buying power right here? It need to go up just a little bit more. It need to go up a little. Okay, bet. Green candle good. It's like teetering though. It's teetering. It's teetering. I wanted it to go above that. I want it to clearly be above that. Like, we need some more buying power right here, man. We need some more buying power. See, it's selling power. What's going on? Look, the profile say the same thing. It say the same thing, man. Y'all niggas selling off. What are y'all doing, man? What's going on? What's up with you? Get your head in the game, man. Put Anthony Edwards in there, dog. We need some young niggas in there, man. We need some young niggas to get this. Oh man, damn, they dropping hard. I don't even think they gonna break past it. I'm losing faith. I'm losing faith, man. I'm losing faith. I'm losing faith because we going a little lower. We hit 142.50 and don't bounce hard. Oh, I'm out. Oh, okay. Come on, AE. Come on, AE. Ball out. Point for point. Come on, champions. Come on, man. Market close in like 3 hours. Let's do it. It's the third quarter. We gotta have a clear indication by fourth quarter that it's time to roll. Okay. I'm not seeing a clear indication that it's time to roll. I don't know what they got going on. I don't know why niggas is holding. Why are y'all selling off? Y'all bought strong here, hit the market selling, and barely buying. Y'all barely even buying. But y'all selling more than y'all buying. What's going on? Massive sell-off, then massive buys. Stop playing with me. Massive. All right, y'all bought. Boom, a little bit of sell-off. So it might be 10 minutes of selling off. 10, 15 minutes of sell-off. 10, 15 minutes of sell-off. Right, we just trying to catch a little pattern, right? You feel me? Trying to catch a little pattern right here. Catch a little pattern. Look. Sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy. Sell, buy. All this is buy. All that is buy in the afternoon. They making money in the afternoon after market close. Sell in the morning, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy. Keep going. Sell, buy, sell, buy. Sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy. Sell, cap, buy. So it might be like, oh shit, they selling. They selling hard. That candlestick's supposed to be way higher. They gonna sell for like 15 minutes? How long y'all gonna sell for, dude? What's going on? They sell for too long. Shit, I gotta get up out of here. I just gotta, take the money and go. I'm not tripping because I got a whole nother position for next week too. So it's looking good. That's what I'm saying. It hit that when it hit that 143 and only hit it like 143.04. You feel me? Like I said, if it hit 142 and don't bounce hard, then we pretty much out the trade. Because this candlestick was supposed to be green for us. That one was supposed to be green. And let's just see where it got some support on this 5 minute at. Definitely got some right there. It got a lot of support like right in here at the 20. That's 142.22. So yeah, if it dropped too low, and then this is like the bottom dollar, like 142.22 It had, oh my God, it has a lot of support at 142. And it's looking like it's headed right there too. All right, that sell-off candle already left. That sell-off candle already left. So let's check it out, man. They still selling, dog. They still selling. What are they trying to do? Push the price down more? Let's look at some. They got their earnings report. Next week. Why are they doing that? Are they trying to keep the stock below a certain price so when they hit earnings, they can blow through it? Is that what's going on? Is that what's going on? I think so. I think they're trying to keep it below the 143. Because on their last earnings report, they missed crazy. They missed bad. But then they beat it the month before. So this month they gonna beat it for sure. They're not gonna miss. They can't. Earnings per share, they can't. So that's what I'm saying. It gotta break it, bro. It has to break it. It has to break it, bro. Y'all missed by 15% last time, bruh. People are mad about that for sure. So we'll see, man. We'll see. They might come in there and sell, man. They might come in selling. Keeping them below that 143 until this new earnings report come out. Earnings expected to grow. Well, duh. The hell, they were working horrible last time. What the hell? Last quarter they were miserable. Imagine they hit on both. Boom, 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 boom. Ooh. They gonna miss on one of them. They gonna beat. Gee, why they can't get it right? I hope their earnings is less. Okay, cool. Like, okay, bet they might green because they've been getting it wrong. They have been getting it wrong consistently. They're like, they got to get it right. It's lower than expected. So here, they thought they was gonna make 2.2. They end up. Or no, this earnings per share. They thought they was gonna be able to pay out 2.2. They was end up only able to pay out 1.9. This year, I mean this quarter, they only raising it 0.08%. I mean 0.08 points. So that's not even a big deal. And they're only raising their revenue by $2 billion. $2 billion, which is saying that they actually took a L. Saying that they losing money. So damn, if this earnings report is lower than expected, sheesh. Because they saying they about to take a L. $1 billion loss. Why? The homie told me about this, some hydrogen stuff, but I'm trying to figure out what's it still ain't hit that 145, 142.50, so we good. Oh, okay, so they reinvested the money. Can't find nothing of value. I don't know why they would be losing $1 billion. I don't want to. I'm in the wrong thing, dog. Man, where's this year, buddy? Vroom, vroom, vroom. Vroom, 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 vroom. What is down? Yo, Dash has just done nothing with his life. Like, what are you doing? Look, no one wants this company. He was right. This shit ain't gonna do nothing. I should have took my $7. Now it's $4. It's like $6 or something. Oh, it is $7 still. It's just pointless. You didn't do anything. Lost value the whole month. $4.